We talk about this
almost every day.
It's very important to protect your peace. Your peace, your peace,
Everybody's
our
peace.
That's why our next guest is giving us the play-by-play on how to do it.
Trent Shelton is a former NFL wide receiver turned motivational speaker. You have likely come across him on social media. He gives one hell of a pep talk.
I'm going to say this loud enough for the people in the back. I'm going to keep it straight up with you. Stop trying to pay them back for what they did to you. The best revenge is moving on with your life and you going to live your best life and them watching you live your best life that they can no longer benefit off of. Straight up.
Preach.
I need a mic to drop.
Hello.
And now, because we needed this, he's out with a new book. It's at your fingertips, people. It's called Protect Your Peace, 9 Unapologetic Principles for Thriving in a Chaotic World. Amen.
Amen. Trent Shelton joins us live this morning. Hello and welcome to New York Living.
Hello, thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
You have the best calming energy of any human
Really?
being.
And a great voice, I must add.
Well, you
it's
do
a
have a
perfect octave.
Thank you.
You do have a good voice.
That means a lot. Thank you.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Phenomenal.
It's so interesting that you have this calming effect, yet your beginnings are in sport, in one of the most violent sports, football. I say that as a diehard football fan.
Yes,
For sure.
But it's true.
Finding calm in the chaos. How did you make that pivot, as the kids say, from professional sports to this business?
It was tough. I never wanted to. I mean, I went to school for speech communications, but I did that so I wouldn't fail out. So I just took it the easy road. But it ended up coming full circle. I hit a rock bottom with sports. 3 years, NFL stands for not for long. And I just didn't know what to do with my life. And my rock bottom saved my life. One of my best friends committed suicide, my teammate, and it brought me to doing what I do today.
Wow. Super powerful.
Yeah.
I can't. And this is what, we were talking about this in the meeting. I mean, it's a moment like that for you that unfortunately was the catalyst, but it was to something good. And we understand, because in the introduction of your book, you talk about a really powerful encounter that you had with somebody after an event that kind of shifted your perspective on peace, which almost pretty much led you to writing this book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I was in San Francisco. I was on my 32-city tour called Under His Influence. Sold out, maybe 1,000 people in theaters, but I was broken. I was smiling for the camera, but dying behind the scenes. And I mustered up the strength to make everybody happy in the audience. They didn't know. But after I got off stage, I went into this back alleyway outside the theater because I didn't want to let anybody see me cry. And I'm bawling like a baby because there were so many things personally and professionally that I knew I had to make decisions on, but I was afraid to. This guy walks down the alleyway, seemed like he was a homeless man, and he saw me. And he said, "Hey, you're the guy that everybody's here to see," because I'm on the marquee in my picture. I was like, "Yeah, I'm Trent." And he said, "It must suck to be you." And he caught me by surprise, like, "What?" And he said, no. He's just, I see you. Like, everybody's here to see you, and they're happy to see you, but you look like you're dying inside. And so what did I do? I tried to, like, push him away by reaching in my pocket to give him $100. So I don't need that. He said, "It may look like I have nothing on the outside, but I have everything because I have peace." He said, you look like you have everything, but you have nothing because you don't have peace. And that was the moment in my life where I said, you know what, I'm going to prioritize my peace and make this the mecca and pinnacle of my life.
Wow.
That's powerful.
Super powerful. Talk to us about protecting our peace. What does that mean exactly, and how do we get there?
Yeah, peace doesn't mean that the storm doesn't exist. You know, it means that the storm is going to pass, right? It doesn't mean that you're not going to have chaos around you. It just means the chaos around you doesn't kill the calm inside you. There's a constant battle every single day, externally versus the internal. A constant battle for your worth, a constant battle for your sanity, a constant battle for your peace. And so protecting your peace is 3 things. Protect your energy from the things that drain it, protect your mind from the things that disturb it, and protect your soul from the things that don't fulfill it.
Okay, you just laid out the 3 pillars.
Yeah.
And you go through them in your book. We wonder if we could get a little bit deep with
For
you.
sure, absolutely.
Let's talk about the first one, the energy aspect.
Yeah.
What are some basic things that we can do to start?
Number 1, set boundaries. Facts. Set boundaries. And I think some of us, we're scared to because boundaries get this bad rap that, oh, if I set a boundary, I feel guilty for keeping things out. I feel guilty for letting people down. I want to just say this to the people watching. You shouldn't feel guilty for letting people down. You should feel guilty for letting yourself down.
Amen.
Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you're letting yourself down. You're starting a war within yourself.
That's right.
So boundaries aren't walls to keep things out. They're bridges to let the right things in.
Amen to that. We were just talking about this last week.
We were.
Very, very important. What about protecting your mind? Because that's I think where the tricks really start happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the big principles protecting your mind, we have guard your focus, which is focus on the things that matter. But I'll even take it to shift your perspective. Your perspective can be one or two things: your prison or your power. And if you're a person listening to this right now, I'm just going to be real. If you're saying easier is said than done, that's a prison perspective. A power perspective says, you know what, this is very hard, but I got to get through this. So one of the things that's really helped me with shift my perspective is this simple saying is, instead of saying, what does this mean when something happens? I say, what is this going to mean? And what that does is it put the power into your hands to make the decision and define the experience.
Right.
Whew, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta read this book.
Yeah.
And then what about protecting your soul? That seems difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's protect your soul is I think probably my favorite part of this book, and there's so many principles. Living in fulfillment, I would just present this idea that fulfillment is the greatest success. You can have all the things in the world, but if you're not fulfilled inside, then you're gonna have a tough life. And one of my main principles is simplify happiness. You know, we complicate happiness so much. The checklist to happiness is like Mission Impossible. The Starbucks line got to be short. Everybody has to like me. Everybody have good ideas. Like, how can you simplify it? Go watch a child. I watch my daughter, Marley. She's 4 years old. She's just happy that she has Fruit Loops. She's happy
Right.
that the sun is rising. And I'm like, as we got older, how did we get away from that? So every day I just try to find gratitude in the simple things, and that makes happiness easy to find.
You found that in a very powerful picture that we found on your social media. It's about your pub day or your publishing day. I wonder if we could pop it up here. It struck me because tell us what's happening in this picture.
Yeah, I'm at my mom's grave, and I'm reading her book. And it's tough because today is actually the last day that I've seen her alive, 3 years ago. And it's powerful because you realize life is fragile, and having to bring, you know, your biggest accomplishments to your mother is tough, but I know she's proud, and I know she's smiling down.
She sure is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that
Thank
with
you.
us and being vulnerable, because that is a huge part of
For sure.
protecting your peace and protecting all. And you inspired me to go visit my dad.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
you're
y'all.
inspiring others every day in so many ways. So thank you, and keep on keeping on.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Next time you